Main character, Olivia, 31. I always thought family meant unconditional love, but I learned, the hard way, that sometimes family is just a title. Olivia, 31, I had spent my entire life trying to fit in, trying to smooth over harsh words, justify small slights, and pretend that everything was fine when it was. But some things can't be ignored forever. It started the week before Christmas. I had driven up to my parents' house in Michigan with my husband, Jason, and our 4-year-old son, Leo. I carried presents carefully wrapped, each topped with a little drawing Leo had made. He was bursting with excitement, and I wanted this to be a happy memory. My parents greeted us with their usual formality. My father shook Jason's hand quickly, barely looking at Leo. My mother smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. She crouched down in front of Leo and asked, "Do you remember me?" Leo nodded politely and handed her his drawing. Her smile was thin, distant, like a polite stranger on the street, receiving an unwanted gift. Christmas morning was deceptively calm. Leo played with his new train set, humming a song he had made up himself. I tried to ignore the subtle tension, the way my parents avoided making eye contact with him, the way they spoke around him, not to him. Then it happened. My teenage niece, Madison, sat up on the couch, her glittery sweater perfectly crooked, and said, loud enough for the whole room to hear, "Grandma says he's not really part of the family." Leo froze. He didn't cry, didn't ask questions. He just stared at the carpet like he could disappear into it. I felt my blood run cold. I looked around the room. My parents said nothing. Madison's mother, my sister, laughed. She actually giggled as though it were a joke. Jason put a hand on my shoulder. "We leave now?" he asked quietly. I nodded. We gathered our things and left without a word. I didn't want Leo to remember a shouting match. I wanted him to remember the warmth of the car heater and the snow falling outside the window. That night, after putting Leo to bed, I sat on the couch with Jason. My phone buzzed. A message from my mother. "Did you send the family bonus this year?" No apology, no acknowledgement, nothing. Just the expectation. I typed back calmly, "Not this year." That night, everything changed. I realized the safety net I had relied on my family was gone. They had always treated our support as a guarantee, a debt to be collected. And now, when I said no, the silence turned into something sharper: anger, manipulation, and guilt. My father sent a long, formal email. He claimed I was letting Jason isolate me, that I was choosing strangers over my own blood. I read it twice, then deleted it. Jason looked at me and said simply, "They're not upset we stopped helping. They're upset we finally did." Over the next few weeks, calls came from every direction. My brother warned me that my parents were struggling financially, asking for money. He said no. He refused to sacrifice himself to save them. I started noticing how much energy I had wasted trying to anticipate their reactions. How many mornings I had begun bracing for judgment. How many evenings I had swallowed frustration to avoid conflict. We stopped answering. We stopped negotiating. Slowly, life began to fill with ordinary moments that felt extraordinary because they were ours alone. Leo laughing as he built towers of blocks, Jason cooking dinner while humming softly, me watching them both, my heart calm for the first time in years. Months passed. My parents tried again, messages through friends, church members, even strangers acting as mediators. They framed it as concern, love, outreach. But I saw it clearly. It was control dressed up in kindness. I wrote one final email. Short, direct. No more contact through anyone. You will not involve Jason. We will not be helping financially. No further attempts to manipulate will be tolerated. Silence followed. A silence that was finally different. Not angry, not performative, just wide, unfamiliar, and real. For the first time, I wasn't waiting for the phone to ring. I wasn't bracing for criticism. I was living. Leo thrived. He didn't ask about grandparents. He didn't check if he belonged. He just played, laughed, created. By spring, I understood something I hadn't realized before. Family is not defined by blood. It is defined by protection, by respect, by the absence of harm. We celebrated holidays quietly, intentionally, surrounded by friends and chosen family who valued presence over performance. We built traditions that didn't require permission. Laughter filled the house, unshadowed by judgment. Leo drew pictures for no one but himself, played in the snow without fear of criticism, went to bed feeling safe. And in that safety, I realized something else. Walking away from my family was not betrayal. It was love. Love for myself. Love for Jason. Love for Leo. No one could take that from me. No one could borrow it for convenience. No one could manipulate it. For the first time, I felt whole.